welcome to the Everything Is Earned podcast. My name is Mike.
Are you not the host anymore?
I'm the host.
I'm the alpha host, that's right.
Yeah, Timmy's still playing the alpha host gig here. He is the alpha
for the remaining future.
The alpha. Timmy's the podcast alpha host.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Anyways,
for the foreseeable future.
This is the Everything Is Earned podcast. We are Everything Cleveland. I know we've clarified this enough times. But we're here to talk about Cleveland sports, and we hope you guys are ready for it because we got a big game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm not a big fan of the Steelers, if you haven't noticed.
So you're a fan, but it's not a big one?
No, I'm not a fan. Period.
I hate the Steelers.
I dislike the Steelers strongly, and their fans annoy me to the end of time.
Well, I think the reason I hate Pittsburgh so much is because the fans are identically as irritating as their players are.
Yeah, they are pretty annoying. One of the things that really bothers me about the Pittsburgh fans is that like they're smug like jerks. Like they're just big smug jerks. Like every time like we mention like oh it's gonna be a game, they're like it's Cleveland, and like you guys need to stop it. We were ragging on you early in the season because you guys were bad, and then you won some games with your backup quarterback. But just know, like Kyle Rudolph is not going to do it for you. The boy's not a Mason Rudolph. Sorry, Kyle Rudolph is a reindeer.
Kyle Rudolph? No, he was a tight end for the Vikings.
Yeah, he's also a reindeer. But no, Mason Rudolph is not going to do it for you. I don't believe that he is a good quarterback. You guys are treading water. And you just are about to run into a buzzsaw. The Browns, while they look like mostly garbage throughout the season, we did just beat the 6-2 Buffalo Bills, and we got Kareem Hunt back, and that's going to make all the difference in the world. And I'm ready to make a statement on Thursday night that the Browns are about to steamroll these dudes.
Well, we've been improving week to week, even though Browns fan hasn't really. They see it, but they don't want to because they just looked at the negatives because they more often lost those tough games that ended in losses. Seattle, the Patriots, Denver, all games that you can definitely see the improvements, but we made too many mistakes to overcome those and make those into wins. But I don't know.
I definitely think we've made some improvements. I can agree with you on that. I think it's noticeable if you look at Baker Mayfield's play over the last couple of weeks. He's been very good in the last 2 weeks, very kind of quietly good. No interceptions. He's been much better with his accuracy, and he's racked up a lot of yards and got a lot of receivers involved. Particularly that one throw he made to Jarvis Landry the other day was awesome. It was the over the shoulder. Jarvis had to whip around and go get it. Baker Mayfield literally had like 2 seconds, drop back, boom. It was out of his hands.
Yeah, the pod collapsed on the right side, and he just put it where either Jarvis got it or nobody got it.
It was a great ball. And the other thing that's important about this play, because I know everyone on social media was like, oh my gosh, Kareem Hunt was open. If only he looked for Kareem Hunt. No. If he would have taken a second to turn, he would have gotten sacked and we got no yards. But instead we got a critical first down. And it was a great catch. And it fired up the stadium. It fired up Jarvis. Fired up Baker. It was one of those elite throws that you can see. You can point to Baker and say, "Yeah, that's still our guy." Like that's what it was for me. Like I've maintained throughout this season that Baker is my guy. I said I would buy all the Baker stock that you're selling. You're selling it low. I'm buying it up. I'm gonna profit when it comes down to it by saying Baker's my guy the whole way. All you fair weather fans. Shout out to Emily Mayfield. Can party later. You're welcome to the party, but you can't say you support Baker the whole way because you haven't.
You can't reap off the hardship that we've dealt with.
Yeah, you're not gonna benefit off of my my capital gains.
So you might have
when all my Baker stock goes up.
You might have moderate fun. But we can enjoy it over the long term, knowing that we supported our guy through the thick and thin.
Yeah, and 5 years from now, I'm going to talk about how I bought Baker stock real low.
First year when we had OBJ, and we're talking about it when we win the Super Bowl.
It's going to be great. That's what's going to happen, and we're just going to be able to dance about it, and we're going to pull up some receipts off of Twitter and off of Instagram, and we'll just show you that we've always been here. And we're going to pull up clips from our podcast, and you guys are going to be like, but Mike, but Tim, you really support Baker when he was down? 100%. We've been here all day. We're not going anywhere. And I'll give you guys one more. I'll give you guys one more because I want the receipt for this one. It's already on Twitter, but I'll give it to you guys here on the podcast. The Browns are going to go into First Energy Stadium on Thursday, and they're going to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's a guaranteed win. I'm booking it. It's done. It's happening. I'll tell you why it's happening. Number one, this is not the hard game versus the Steelers. The Steelers aren't ready for this. They have no idea what to do with Kareem and Chubb, and we're going to come in and get this win. The game I'm worried about with the Browns is the second Steelers game because there's going to be film on there, and Tomlin is going to use that film to his fullest advantage. So, game 1 versus Steelers, it's a W. We're going to keep the ball rolling. We're going to get the W versus Steelers. We're going to get the W versus the Dolphins. And then the Steelers game 2 is the one I'm worried about.
But I agree. I think that we will come out against Pittsburgh on Thursday tomorrow, and tonight, and I think we'll really hand it to them. I don't think they have the talent at this point. I think coaching's still there, but I think they don't have the sheer talent that the Browns have, and I think the Browns are starting to put it together. I think Freddie is finally starting to see some response in his shift in coaching style and what he's done in trying to have a more prepared team and both limit turnovers and limit the mental mistakes. I think Freddie's finally figured it out as a head coach. I think we're starting to see that in the Browns play.
Here's one more thing I'll say about the Pittsburgh game is I know a lot of people are worried about selling tickets to Pittsburgh fans and the crowd being loud when the Browns have the ball and stuff. It's not going to happen Thursday because on a big stage after a Browns win on a Thursday night where Cleveland can get rowdy and national television, the Browns fans are going to show up. They're going to show up. Stadium will be packed. They're going to definitely support the Browns. I know Baker made that statement about being quiet when the Browns have the ball. I don't think there's going to be any kind of advantage for Pittsburgh fans. They're close in proximity, but the Browns are going to pack the stadium. You're going to have Browns fans majority. It's not like the Bills. The Bills are the most well-traveled team in the league.
Besides the Browns. Yeah.
Hands down. They're just ridiculous. They've tailgate hard. I was at the Muni lot last week. Those guys are nuts. Everyone has fun. They're actually a really positive, fun fan base. I was not annoyed that the Bills fans were there. They were a fun fan base. I'll give them all the credit for being a fun fan base. They weren't mean to Browns fans. They weren't nasty. Everyone was nice to each other. The only thing that annoyed me about the Bills fans is they crowded all our restaurants the night before. Everyone was just packed in. I was at Mabel's and there was just half the restaurant was full of Bills fans, and I was like, son of a mother duck. I forgot the Bills fans just bring half their city to Cleveland when they travel. But it was fine. They were good fans. I'll give them the credit. But it's not going to happen tomorrow. I don't care how many Pittsburgh fans live in Cleveland or live in the area are going to travel over. The Browns fans will pack the stadium. You're going to have a majority noise being from Cleveland. And it's going to be nuts when we win the game. Other little tidbit is people are going to come over from the Cavs game that starts at 6 o'clock. And then it's party hardy all over.
That was a great job by the Cavs to drop that time about an hour and a half. So the Cleveland fans can both enjoy the Cavs and the Browns.
Just smart programming. You want to make all that revenue dollars. You just gotta you stack it up. You're gonna have a fun Cleveland sports night.
And that makes it easy for us to help you guys out and provide coverage.
Absolutely, just back to back East. I'll be at the Cavs game, by the way, and I'll be downtown for the Browns game, more than likely.
I would not.
Well, we can all have Cavs tickets.
But breaking down into tomorrow's game a little bit, we saw...
Which game? The Cavs or the Browns?
Tomorrow's Browns game.
Oh, you want to break down the Browns?
Then we'll get into the
want a further breakdown? I think we already gave the... I just want the hype, bro.
I just want to talk about the details.
You want to yeah. I'm already hyped, man. I'm on 10 already. Are you on 10 yet?
I'm on 10. But
you don't sound like you're on 10. You sound like you're on 2.5. You just woke up from a nap.
Okay, if I'm on 10,
maybe the Browns are playing tomorrow.
If I'm on 10, then I can't talk about the gritty details in order to get the win.
All right, what are your gritty details?
Break it
down for me. Tell me
we talked about
that's gritty.
We talked about last Friday, going into the Bills game, on how Kareem Hunt and Chubb are going to be a factor.
A factor?
And they were a factor indeed. They will make an impact, and they did. And we're looking for the same thing in Steelers tonight.
So what do you want to see out of Hunt?
I want to see from Freddie. I want to see from Freddie. I want to see Freddie continue to bring and put Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb in the backfield together. I don't want to see any Hilliard, and I want to see Chubb blocking for Hunt, and I want to see Hunt blocking for Chubb. And the more you have those two in there, along with Jarvis and Odell Beckham, and maybe even a little Higgins, the harder it is going to be from Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers defense coordinator to game plan and stop us.
Ooh, that is some great details. That's a coarse detail there. It's real rough, real choppy and down to the nitty grit.
Well, when you have that, and when you start doing the wishbone formation and stuff like that, and pistol, it starts making the defense think a little bit more. And when you start thinking, the response, the reaction time slows down for what you can actually where you can actually be on the field.
They're super screwed. I'll tell you, the reason why Steelers are screwed. They are really bad at blocking the outside zone runs. He was watching some film earlier, and the Browns do just an outstanding job of outside zone blocking. I know you want to run the zone blocking scheme altogether. I would love to transition that into next year. But look out for those like inside to outside zone handoffs, because with Chubb and Nick
out of the shotgun,
and Hunt in the backfield. Oh, it's real nice. And now that they know that Hunt's out there with his feet under him, like that's gonna be tougher than crap to game plan for, because there's only so much plays that they actually have on film. So there's all these other surprise things that you haven't even seen that the Browns have incorporated into the offense. So Freddie's probably got 3 or 4 plays that they've never even seen that you're gonna see tomorrow or see on Thursday here. From the Browns, like Freddie's gonna cook up something nice, and we're gonna get some real fun plays in there.
I think coming out of the bye week, he started to think about Freddie Kitchens. I'm talking about. He started thinking about when Kareem Hunt came back. I feel like he might have whipped up something. He might have added some.
Might have been in the kitchen.
Play. Yeah, he might have been in the kitchen. Added a few plays to the playbook to incorporate Kareem Hunt's skill set. But you mentioned the outside run plays, zone plays, and those have been very effective since starting to use them the last couple of weeks here. But you have to give credit for our wide receivers, who've done a great job, who are very willing to block out there on the edge.
Ooh, a little credit to Jarvis, a little credit to Higgins.
And OBJ. He's been a very willing blocker since he came here, I believe. And I think that's another thing that Higgins has over Callaway, and that's why he played last week.
He played last week because Callaway wasn't on time in the stadium and parked in the wrong parking lot.
Well, it benefited all of Cleveland because Higgins ended up catching the game-winning touchdown, bought the red carpet out again, and it worked out for everybody.
What was he doing? They parked in the wrong lot, like
probably playing Fortnite the night before.
I don't know, or maybe he had maybe he was a real heavy sleeper like Justin Gilbert.
Like me.
Remember Justin Gilbert was like, I'm a heavy sleeper, dog. Got a hard time getting up. And that was like his answer, like in a press conference. And Brown's PR guy is like over here like, no, don't say that. Like, it's a bad idea. And he's like, I sleep real heavy. And I was like, what?
You're like, you're an adult. You can't say that.
Hire someone to wake your butt up and just shake you. Just get you up in the morning, shake you up. Like,
I mean, if that's not one of your homies that you're paying
if you don't got one of your crew, they'd be like, "Yo, man, you're my designated waker upper." Like, and he's out here just making noise and banging pots together. Like y'all ain't gonna get no sleep because of me. I'm not gonna sleep because of y'all. Like a little bit of that stuff. That's gotta be the person you hire when you know you're a heavy sleeper.
Well, a sign, yes. That's not a valuable excuse. I don't know what we're talking about.
No, we were talking about how Callaway benching was a blessing in disguise.
Is an affiliate receiver to Higgins. But
into
more...
They're both on our team.
More logical arguments. Well, I want the best for the team. That's why I bring it up. But I don't know about you, but I'm trying to win games, Mike. I'm trying to win games.
I'm also trying to win games.
Okay, but to further my point, I think when you have Higgins out there, along with Jarvis and OBJ, you have 3 willing receivers on 3 at least viable, efficient blocking receivers on the edge, which only makes Chubb and Hunt's ability to make big plays that much easier.
It's a good point, Tim. It's a good point.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not done with these nitty-gritty details.
I also want to see Mac Wilson.
I'm ready to keep the hype. I'm ready for the hype train to continue on.
I think Mac Wilson's going to continue to his good
He's
play.
going to pop on national television. He's going to look spicy.
I want to see him do a pit sits. Actually, I'm calling a pit sits.
You're calling a pit sits?
By Mac Wilson.
Ooh! Little, I didn't see the linebacker type of deal. Little
Dwayne Haskins moment.
I didn't see him. I don't know where he was at.
Yeah.
I couldn't find him.
He's athletic. He has great awareness, I think.
I think.
I think after coming a few games, he's gained some experience in the professional football game.
He's fast.
I think things are finally clicking and things are slowing down. And the game's slowing down for him a little bit.
I could see that. I understand. I understand. He's been playing much better over the last couple of weeks here. Especially last week, he had that big hit on Josh Allen, which was lots of fun because he's kind of blew him up on the sideline. We have that video up on our social medias if you haven't checked it out already of Josh Allen getting smacked. All right, so I'm done with the Browns at the moment. Not done with the Browns like in a sense. I got the hype train going. I'm ready to be excited and get the Steelers
going in tonight. Yeah,
we're about to turn up. It's
tomorrow night.
Real turned up. Tomorrow night?
Yeah,
tomorrow. That sounds fine. It's going to be on Thursday. We know the day. Okay, so here's what else we have going on. We talked about the Cavs having a game versus the Heat. They recently just wrapped up a 3-game road trip, and they went 2-1. They beat the bad Wizards, and Darius Garland and Sexton had good games.
And the dysfunctional New York Knicks.
And the Knicks are a garbage organization.
Wait. Can you repeat the record again?
Oh, they're 4
over the last. Oh no, I'm saying over the last 3 games.
2-1.
Oh, so what we predicted. So we wanted them to beat the bad teams and dominate them, in which they did in the first 2 games. And then they had a gritty loss, just what we thought they were going to have, against the Philadelphia 76ers.
It's almost like we watch basketball, know what we're talking about.
We see it, we say it, and then it happens.
And then give you guys the information that you need to be the most informed
Cleveland sports
fans, absolutely. And when it comes down to it, you got a developing young team that won 2 out of 3, which was great. And honestly, last night they could have won
on the road.
I was sitting there watching last night's game versus the Sixers, and I was like, oh yeah, Kevin Love, get this shot. And I was ready to be like, yeah, we went 3-0 on the road trip. I was getting so hyped. Like,
at the end there.
I was getting so hyped. I was ready to have like a super podcast.
Well, break it down
about how good the Cavs are going to be.
Break it down for those who didn't see it.
For those who didn't see it, the Cavs led most of the fourth quarter and then coughed it up at the end. And they didn't score. They scored 2 points in the last 5 minutes. They had some good looks. They had some bad looks. And they made some mistakes. And ultimately, at the end, it was last play of the game. They had 14 seconds left, something like that.
7, I think.
It was a while. It was like, no, it was 13.
Down by 1.
13 or 12. Something
down
like
by
that.
1.
Anyways, we're down by 1. They get the ball inbounded to Kevin Love. Kevin Love pump fakes. Defender goes flying. He's got easily 3 feet of space all around him. He's at top of the key for a wide open 3.
His money shot.
Back rims it. Okay, that's fine. I'll accept it. Ball comes flying off. Kareem's around. It's on the ground. Everyone's kind of like kicking it around, shoving the ball around. The ball on the ground.
I thought you said Kareem.
It careened. The ball careened off the rim. And bounced on the ground and was loose, and no one could quite gather it, and then the clock expired. Like you said, gritty loss, acceptable loss in my eyes, because they actually played very, very well. And it's, again, one of those moments we talked about last week where you have to grow and make these close losses into wins.
Well, I think it was another good step to learning how to win, especially for this young team. I think the veterans are continuing to do a great job of leading these rookies into battle each and every night. I think what Tristan Thompson and Kevin Love brought last night and Delhi off the bench are bringing that mentality of we're not scared of you guys. I think that we saw it in Philly. I mean,
Tristan wasn't scared of him. He's hitting 3 balls.
Oh, he locked up. I think. Joel Embiid is a special.
He didn't lock up.
Is a special offensive talent, but
he
had good moments, and that's what we want to see out of Tristan Thompson from a defensive standpoint, and as a leader. I will say that he did have.
Sixers are depleted shooting wise. They have no shooters.
And Ben Simmons was out yesterday.
No, he played.
Did he?
Yeah, he looked garbage.
Okay. Maybe I didn't think he played because he didn't do anything.
He was garbage.
So a fully healthy 76ers team, we lost by 1.
except for Al Horford rested.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay, that's
almost
what it was.
Fully healthy, with Ben Simmons on or off or maybe on the court. Joel Embiid played 36 minutes or something like that, and it was a whole tough situation for him. He was gassed or whatever. It's like 35 minutes, bro. I'm like, LeBron does that every night, man. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just not an Embiid fan. Like, he's okay, and like he has.
Well, he's been averaging 28 minutes a game this year.
You just need to play more minutes, man. It's the NBA, bro. Like, sack up.
Well, if you can't be effective when you're tired, then you're not an elite basketball player.
That's why
you're not an elite
that's
NBA
why I
player.
don't think he's elite. That's part of it. Plus, his defense is not that great either. But
he has moments. He has flashes of being a defensive player of the year, but then it's not consistent.
I just don't think he understands like what his game limitations are and are not, and that bothers me. And that's one of the reasons that Sexton bothered me too. Because we're gonna talk a little bit about Sexton.
Every episode.
Every episode, you're locked into the Sexton hotline. This is the Sexton sexless hotline. Anyways, what happened was Sexton had a really good game against the Knicks and beat up on a bad team. Scored 31 points, a career high. Good job out of him.
Yeah,
he had 20 points yesterday. He had a team high 4 assists. Good job out of him. And I still cannot wait to trade him. Why do you ask that? Oh, I can't wait to trade him. Because I don't think he equates to winning basketball games. I really don't. I'm 100% sure. He still can't make basic reads. He still isn't, I think, a negative player. This is what I see from every time from Sexton. And he's one of those guys that puts up stats and lets...
but without any weight to it.
Lets casual fans just think he's doing well.
Without weight to it.
Yeah, they're stats for no reason.
This
is what happens.
It's like garbage time stats.
This is what happens. Every game, he has usually a solid start in the first couple minutes. He ends up going 2 for 3, 3 for 4, gets quick 6, 7, 8 points, and then like immediately following that, it's like chuck up shot, clank, drive into defense, chuck up shot, like didn't pass the ball. And it's mostly has those quick starts because I don't think players prepare for him or they don't understand what his speed actually is. And then he gets these kind of easy buckets, and then the rest of the game looks like garbage. And then maybe later on, when he's attacking, he ends up getting a few more buckets. Then all of a sudden, Sexton has 16 points, and we're like, how?
I'll break it down to my disliking of Sexton into about 3 or 4 things. I think the first thing is reaction time. Sometimes he sees things happening, but it's so slow that in the NBA level, where everything's so fast and physical, that instead of it turning into a bucket or maybe a wide open shot, it turns into a contested shot or a turnover. The second thing is his ability to read the floor. Goes back into his reaction time. He can see it, but it's so slow that you cannot make the plays necessary when you see it because it's already closed up. All those moments, those little windows are gone.
I still think he's a bench player.
The third thing is,
he's not a bench player on the Cavs, but he'd be a bench player for his career.
He should be a bench player on the Cavs. And going off your point right there, I think I was talking about yesterday's game against Philly. Is when will John Beeline make or start or keep Darius Garland on floor in crunch time moments over Sexton? I don't think it's going to take that very long. But you saw yesterday that he had subbed out with about 2.5 minutes left for Jordan Clarkson. But I'm waiting for when Darius Garland stays in the game and then Clarkson subs in for Sexton. My third thing is...
Fourth?
No, the third thing was off your point.
This is your fourth thing now. You're on your fourth.
Sure. I'm on my fourth thing now, apparently. My alpha co-host over here, apparently, is...
Keeping track.
Keeping track, yes. The fourth thing is his inability to read the game in crucial situations. And that's why we think he's a negative player at times, because he is a positive player at times, but he chooses the wrong times to jack up quick shots and to try to get his shots up, because he thinks he should be shooting a specific number of shots a game. So he thinks he's one of those players that has the ability to command type shots, and he just doesn't know the situation. So oftentimes, this is something for you guys to look for in coming games throughout the season. Is when Sexton's in and he's pulling these shots watch the Cavs lead dwindle down, or watch the Cavs lose a lead because his poor shot selection with a lead, or in a tight spot where the Cavs are making a run. And he kind of just ruins that.
Second thing to look out for. Look out for when
Fifth?
Sexton has the
Fifth?
ball. No, it's going off your point.
Okay.
When you're watching a game, look for Sexton when he shoots the ball, what the other teammates are doing at that time.
And the body language. Oftentimes you'll see, not Kevin Love, but
Tristan Thompson.
To your point, we had Larry Nance wide open at one point when he was driving. He missed Tristan Thompson, who had ultimately called for a illegal
hook or something.
But he had a wide open Larry Nance. So after the foul, he literally bended over on his knees and threw his hands up and in frustration with Sexton not giving him the ball.
Basically, the play was Sexton came down, Tristan posted
off
up
the wing.
Larry Nance was on the opposite wing, and instead of hitting Thompson in the post or hitting a wide open Larry Nance, he dribbled the ball into the ground, basically made a dribble move towards the rim, and by that time he actually went towards the rim, they called the offensive foul against.
And might have even caused the illegal
Thompson.
hook by Thompson because he was trying to keep his positioning at that time.
Yeah,
so that's something like that.
Yep. And okay, so here's my final thing on Sexton. This is the end all be all for me. This is why I don't believe I want him on my team long term.
The eye test?
I test my test. I was having a conversation earlier today, and someone said, "Yeah, but he's getting better. He's doing a better job of understanding when to pass, when to shoot." I go, listen, if I have to teach an NBA basketball player how to play basketball, I don't want them on my team. That's the end all be all. That's it. You shouldn't have to teach a pro basketball player how to play the game of basketball. They should come in knowing how to play.
And especially nowadays when we have these crazy, phenomenal athletes at very young ages, Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, Luka Doncic, Trae Young, off what come to mind. They've grown up in the games at a very, very young age, and it goes back to the eye test a little bit with Colin Sexton. Is he looks like a tri-sport athlete, but tri-sports athletes aren't elite at their craft in one sport. They're good at several sports, but then when you bring that to a professional level, and this isn't football where track helps, or
basketball helps in football.
With track helps in football at an enormous rate because you can be a speedster like Tyreek Hill, or they have a few more on the Chiefs team. But basketball, I mean, they can help, but when you're a multi-sport athlete, I don't think Colin Sexton's best sport was basketball, or it doesn't look like that when you watch him play.
100%. I agree with you there. Okay, so last couple things here to wrap this up. We got a couple weekly segments. We have our buy or sell. This is an interesting one because I think you guys all will look for this tomorrow during the game. Buy or sell, will Nick Chubb be the first NFL rusher this year to get 1,000 yards? He needs 81 to do so. Do you buy that he's going to get the 81 yards, or do you sell it?
I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it hard.
He's gonna buy it hard.
I don't believe in the Steelers.
How do you buy some hard? Do you jam your credit card in there real good?
I just buy real fast.
Keep jamming it.
It's immediate purchase. There's no second.
Are you double tapping it really aggressively on the swipe machine?
But you're just assuming I don't use cash. Maybe I use hard cash. Slam it on
hard cash. That's how you buy it hard with cash.
That's how you buy it hard. Or it's just an immediate. You don't second guess your decision.
Do you throw money at people when you buy something hard?
It's like when you buy toilet paper.
Do you buy them a real aggressive check?
It's like an essential thing. Do you need toilet paper or certain essential food items? You don't think about it because you need them.
You know what?
And Nick Chubb, he needs these 81 yards.
So Timmy's buying it hard. He's buying it hard. I'm gonna also buy it because, first of all, Nick Chubb's a top 5 back. It's just plain and simple. He's an elite running back. And we got him from the trade of Osweiler, Brock Osweiler. Thank you, Brock Osweiler. And that's what we got. We got Nick Chubb from Brock Osweiler. Just be very excited about that. Be very happy about that, and understand you're watching a great running back. And like I said last week, very real possibility you could have another Mack and Biner situation going on with how good freaking Kareem Hunt is. So
Well, you can just break it down from a
Buying
logical
it.
standpoint. He is one of two Cleveland Browns running backs in franchise history to have 900 rushing yards in 9 games. You know who the other name is that? The other person to achieve that
I'm
stat
thinking
is?
the best running back of all time.
Jim Brown? Yes, you are correct. So Nick Chubb is pretty dang good. Also, he's only rushed 3 times this year under 81 yards rushing.
That's really good stats there, Tim. It's good stat finding. You're a good stat digger. Upper.
So Denver is one of them, and then you have the 2 early games of New York Jets and the Titans.
All right.
So you have 2 early games on the season when Freddie Kitchens didn't understand how to use Chubb yet, or the volume of which you needed to use him within the offense. And then you have a tough Broncos team. But he's only had one game over 20 yards, 20 carries a game, which is pretty dang good for considering the amount of yards he's had.
He's eating him up, bro. He's having a great season.
5.3 yards a carry. Not
nasty.
bad.
That's
Averaging
nasty.
5.3.
We could literally hand the ball to Chubb, and we'll end up in the end zone if he maintains his average.
Yep.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it here. And like Freddie said,
So I'm buying
in
it. You're buying
in
it.
order to win games in the AFC North, you got to run the damn football. Boom shakalaka. All right. So we got some fan questions too, don't we?
We do.
Or some
Do we have another buy or
some
sell?
follower questions?
No.
You're a buy or sell.
Okay.
I'll sell you.
We
I'm gonna
have-
sell you being the alpha host. Sell you hard.
You're my alpha co-host.
I'm gonna throw some money at you aggressively. I got some quarters.
Looks like we have a handful. We did 8 or 9 questions here.
People are in it.
Let's start with Amber because he's routinely asking questions.
Amber's a super fan, man.
Every episode. So her question is feelings on the Browns' ugly win.
Win is a win is a win is a win. Any athlete will tell you whether or not it felt good or it was pretty. As long as you get that W, that's what matters. And the Browns got that W, and that's what matters.
Yeah, and winning fixes a lot of things. It fixes a lot of
makes you
problems.
feel a lot better too.
Yes.
I always feel better after I win.
So working through the adversity and seeing some of those big changes and getting over that hump, I think is a big deal for this Browns team. Moving on, why is Devin Lowry says, why is Schobert still starting?
Because there's no better option. Next question.
That's your opinion, but I think he is an elite linebacker who just happens to be a little bit slow. He's the fault of a bad scheme.
He's an elite linebacker that you need to hide on defense with a different scheme and that you can't rely on for pass coverage. Not elite to me. Only elite linebackers cover the pass, and you can't cover the pass. Yeah, I don't want you in my scheme, bro.
Then maybe he should be a defensive end. I told you. Maybe he should put on that marriage weight and that's to come out as an edge rusher.
He's not a elite linebacker to me. Only elite linebackers.
Or maybe he drop a few pounds. Maybe he needs to drop a few pounds.
You're 100% right for saying if he's not, he can't play coverage, then he should be a lineman.
But I don't think he can't play coverage. I don't think he can in this scheme.
No, he's limited by his physical ability.
And the scheme. He's limited by the scheme.
If you get
he's second in tackles this year. So he's, despite missing tackles and not being
worse
supposed
in missed tackles. I bet he's worse in coverage.
And he's a Pro Bowler.
I want you to subscribe to PFF and get the stats, man. I'm willing to bet the price of the subscription that he's the worst linebacker.
He's also a coach on the field. Who's gonna call you? Who's gonna distribute the plays from the coach to the players on the field?
I don't know.
He's done that for the last 3 seasons. Who's gonna do that for you? Coatsy? He's injured.
Well, Kelsey's not coming back either. So
and what are normally
how
you
about
have
Myles Garrett? Myles Garrett's a small guy.
Normally you have your
best defensive player
on the field play caller. Normally at the linebacker position.
What about Demarius Randall? Isn't he a great?
Is he a linebacker?
Defender?
I don't think so.
He's a pretty good player though.
Yeah, but normally you have your play caller on the
defense
field.
defense looked much better without freaking Whitehead in there.
Yeah, weird. Turns out when you don't have a
guy trying to arm tackle guys,
a racist on your team, you turn out to be better. Moving on.
Yeah, being a non-racist makes you better at football. Okay. Thank you for Young.
Tank for Young.
Tank for Young. Guys, Duncan Darius is his handle. Would Linder have a fine by the NFL if he wears a turtleneck? Boom. Drop the mic.
Francisco Lindor, I'm assuming?
No, it's an interesting idea that you'd find Francisco Lindor, but I have a hard time finding Lindor for anything. He's just a good guy, and he's a good guy in the clubhouse. He's a good guy for baseball. Unless he's like out there just...
He just doesn't bring the media attention that someone like
he's always positive attention.
Odell brings.
He's just a good dude.
And there's a lot of people in the NFL that players that break rules, but they don't. The NFL doesn't act on it because they don't have the popularity or the attention.
This guy's interesting. An Angry Browns fan, not to get confused with the Angry Browns fan. His handle is irritated_1. Would a healthy David Njoku fix the Browns' issue in the red zone? It wouldn't fix them entirely, but it darn sure would help. Njoku is a legitimately good red zone target, and Baker was gone to him many times, and he commands defenses towards him. He's got good hands in the red zone, despite him having difficult hands sometimes throughout the open field, but he's great in the red zone, an awesome target for Baker, and I hope he comes back soon, because he really will help the Browns' red zone offense.
He's huge physically, and he's huge for the Browns in the red zone. And if you saw last week, he did Baker threw a bad shoulder toward a pylon throw to OBJ. You'd have to think if David Njoku's in there, that ball is going to him, not OBJ.
Yeah, go get it.
Also, you have to think that we didn't have Whitty Seals-Jones. He was inactive last week as well.
Yeah, he had a knee injury.
Yeah, so we didn't have any of our two best receiving tight ends in, which didn't help. Next is Aaron Williams. He says, thoughts on Hunt and Cream with their usage going forward?
I straight up, like I said, I think Chubb's your number one. Kareem's going to be a big aspect in the passing game and in the spell Chubb, and he's also going to provide blocking help and help throw the defenses off with those dual running back formations.
Well, he had an interview with Nathan Segura after the game, and basically just talked about wanting to be the best back and best complete back he can be, someone who's always looking to get better. And I think we saw some of that unselfishness. And Freddie talked about it, how he had two guys, both in Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, who are extremely unselfish, and they both worked well together. I think we'll just continue to see that going forward. Interesting to see how Freddie Kitchens continues to use them and utilize their talents going forward.
Last one here is not really a question, but more of a statement. Browns 3-6 says, we won because of SJ. Who the hell is SJ?
I'm trying to think. Seals-Jones?
No,
SJ?
No, not that. I don't know who SJ is. But Browns, we won because of who?
Is that the mascot?
Swagger Jr.?
Is that
Browns, it's Browns, what's his face? Browns 3-6 says we won because of Swagger Jr. his first Browns game.
I will answer that. I will buy that hard. We absolutely won because of Swagger Jr.
That was kind of tough to decode, but at the end of the day, I think that he's right. I think he's right. I think Swagger Jr. is good luck. His birthday was today, by the way.
There you go.
Happy birthday to that big old dog.
Maybe we can get him a W tomorrow.
Yeah, everyone send him a dog bone.
Yeah.
Or buy your own dog bone.
Yeah, everyone
go send, actually better than that. Send a bone to the shelters.
To a buddy.
To the animal shelters for those dogs in the shelters. Shout out to my boy Winston, my dog Winston, for coming from the shelters. Can't start from the bottom. Now he's here in my house.
He's a blue collar dog. He's worked his way up.
He literally has a blue collar though.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, if you want to send a bone to someone, send a bone to the shelters, man, because a lot of those dogs don't get any attention.
And I think we have one more question. From to the Mats.
08? To the Max 08.
To the Mats 08. He asked, and this will be our last thing today. What do you think of Collins' recent play? Referring to Collins Sexton, his recent play, and I know you've been down trading him, but if he keeps it up, would you reconsider? We can't really answer that.
Maybe. I don't know. I just don't. I have to see him a lot more improvement. Like, the points is fine, but I want to see you help the team win.
And I want to see his shot selection get better. I want to see his willingness to pass open a decently open shot for a wide open shot for a teammate.
He's taking less threes this year, which is encouraging, actually. How much has his 3-point percentage gone down since last season? I want to say it's decent.
Well, it was down 8 or 7%.
It was
couple of games into the season.
A couple of
But
games
that was
ago.
on a small sample.
Where's he at now? Hey, man, he's got to be doing something, man. He's been up and down on the threes this year. I'm gonna take a gander before I even see the stat.
He's shooting 39%. Pretty close to. He's got hot lately. He had that awesome game in the Madison Square Garden where he shot pretty efficiently. But like I said, what I want to see is his selflessness, and I want to see him pass open a decently open shot for a wide open shot for a teammate. And that's why I just haven't seen that.
I want to see Kobe Altman make a Sexton package with a couple expiring contracts, and the Cavs make a playoff push.
And what that shows me, if he does that, is it's not only a pass for a wide open shot.
The whole friggin' time if Kobe Altman does that.
Okay, for you, yes, but I'm going back to actually trying to keep him on the roster. So another thing,
you want to keep him on the roster, or are you just trying to answer the question?
I'm trying to answer the question.
Oh, okay.
I don't want him on the roster for what we have now, but for him to keep improving.
If you were to keep him on the roster, the stipulations would be that he would have to 1, get better shot selection. 2.
We already answered all of these. We had 4 or 5 of them.
All right. I'm done with this segment. I'm done talking about Colin Sexton. I had the Browns in my mind. I'm very excited for the game. Browns are going to win it. Guarantee it. Book it. It's happening. Game 1 versus Steelers, no problem. Game 2 is what I'm worried about. Let's wrap this sucker up. Let's go get this win. Again.
That about does it.
Yeah, it about does it. My name is Mike, this is Tim.
And I'm Tim, your alpha host.
I am the alpha co-host today. And remember, in Cleveland, everything is earned. Go Browns.